The Corvette building update they just dropped, honestly, is I wouldn't call it a game changer, but it is pretty cool because it's obviously inspired by Starfield's shipbuilding. But I think the thing that it does for long-term players, new players would have to play the game a bit to be able to appreciate just how, and I'm going to use air quotes here, game-changing the ship is. But like, let's say your normal ships, like when you first start the game, like that ship that just took off and flew out of here, like your normal ships that you get, all you can do is fly around in them. That's it. They get you from point A to point B. You can do combat in them and stuff, but they are just ships. Like, that's just a ship that just landed. That's it. You know, there's the fighter class. I have the hiccups, so I apologize. I'm like, all of those are cool, and there's lots of different and you can. Ship collecting is a thing. I did it on my main save. I went for like Battlestar Galactica looking ships, and then but then if you want to like have a portable like base in space, you had to go get, I believe they're called freighters or frigates. I forget. I think it's freighters, and that becomes this thing of where you're like just a little while ago, you save a freighter from a combat scenario. You board the freighter. The captain says, "Would you like to take a look at my ship?" You take a look at the ship, and then it's an RNG of whether it's a class C, B, A, or S ship, and then do you like the look of the ship, the layout of the shape. Freighter is the base. Thank you for that, Heavy-Later. So, but then the freighters are up, like you can install modules on the freighter. So you could then take the freighter and you could put a teleporter and a bank and a garden, and that becomes your mobile base in the fly. And for a long time, freighters were really cool. The problem with freighters is you can't customize the freighter. It's whatever you get. It's pure RNG. And you might hunt for hundreds of hours to get a freighter that looks cool and has the class that you want, like class C, B, A. Like everybody wants an A or like an S class, right? Because those are the best. Now, with Corvettes, this is the new thing. We get to build our ships from scratch. And not only do you get to build these ships from scratch, but you're able to come in here and do things like, I'm going to install a bed. I'm going to install a mission system. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to build a garden. And then you can come back here and go to the builder and say, I'm going to make the Slave One. I'm going to make Boba Fett's ship. I'm going to make an X-Wing. I'm going to make the Millennium Falcon. I'm going to make, insert the name of whatever ship you want, because you can come in here and completely go in here and just build with all these modules, as well as do the interior decorating. So from a exploratory standpoint of being able to say, I built this from scratch, right? I built this ship, and not only that, it's customized to my specifications. It has all the modules that suit my playstyle. Maybe I'm a space gardener. Maybe I'm a space tourist. Maybe I'm a pirateer. Maybe I'm, whatever. Like, you get to customize the exterior and interior of your ship as you see fit. And it literally becomes your base on the go. And something you can't do on the regular ships that we see over here landing, right? You can't go into the interior of those ships. You can only go to the cockpit. Whereas with this thing, you can literally go into the interior, and then once we're in the interior, we can start decorating and saying, I'm going to put decals. I'm going to put, that's the plants. I'm going to put a crew berth. I'm going to put a med pod, right? Let's put a medi pod. I don't have any space for it. Like right there. I could put a med pod right there, right? Maybe I don't want to put a med pod. Maybe I want to put a refiner unit. I don't have the stats to do a refiner unit, right? Maybe like there's all these things that you can put on the insides of your ships. Like maybe I want to put a cargo rack. Boom. So it allows people to create a mobile base from scratch. So theoretically, you could have a mobile base before with the freighters, But again, it's pure RNG in terms of what you got. Um, the the regular ships you can only fly around. You can walk around the interior of these. You can walk around the interior of the freighters, but again, the freighters are one layout for all the freighters, right? Obviously, when you start adding modules, that can enhance the layout a little bit, but otherwise, it's the hangar bay, the bridge, and then whatever mods you install, whatever modules you put on. Whereas this thing, you can make these things like people have been making mechs. I have gone for just a basic, simple freighter option for mine, and we can see from the look of it that I have like a weird sort of, I don't know, it's like a almost like a beetle looking thing. And it's very simple because it's only got 2 habitats in it. I got laser cannons underneath. I got proton torpedoes, you know, and it's been a lot of fun. But in terms of just creating, like, because before, if you wanted to have a mobile base, it had to be the freighter. Otherwise, all you had was the stationary bases you could build in-game. So, I think for long-term players, this has been a very welcome addition, and the ability to just enhance your overall playstyle and to have a mobile base that's more than the frigate. And this is the most important thing: completely customizable. That's the key right there. Like 100% player agency in what you can do here. The only limitation being the parts that they have in the game presently, and then your imagination. Because there is a limitation to parts. Like there's not an unlimited amount of parts. You know, there are only so many parts that you have access to. You can buy them. You can find them. Go into creative mode and just have access to all of them. I don't know. From my perspective, like I think for long-term players, this is a game changer. For new players, it won't have the same impact that it does because they won't have had to suffer. They won't have, how would I say that? They won't have had to suffer through the long dark of like trying to get a cool freighter and dealing with storage that you can't take with you and always needing to have a base or multiple bases. And then, you know, the hunt for like the perfect freighter is not for the faint of heart. I got extremely lucky with my main save in that and I didn't know how lucky it was until I put a bunch of time into this game. I got an A-class, really cool looking, it looks exactly like a Battlestar from Battlestar Galactica ship. I got a freighter in my first save, my first time ever playing the game, and I didn't realize at the time how rare it was to get an A-class freighter out of the gate like that looked cool. And now that I have a bunch of time in the game, I appreciate the RNG gods smiling at me for that. Whereas here, I can come in, and as long as I'm willing to take the time, and I'm gonna, like, when I'm finished with the expedition, I'm totally just gonna put this on creative mode, and I'm just gonna build a really cool freighter for myself, and then I'll go back into normal mode and play the game. But yeah, it's really cool. What's up, buddy? Do you want to come over and say hi as we're talking about ships? Oh, who's a big baby? Yeah. Did you want to come say hi and look at the ships? Octor said I got insane lucky when they added the pirate freighters. I got an S-clap on the first ship. S-class. S-clap. That is super rare, for sure. Yeah, the 160 slot storage is nice, for sure. So yeah, this was a really good update for No Man's Sky. And I think for me, I'm really looking forward to see where they go from here. Because, like, as an example, Starfield's shipbuilding has just gotten better and better and better as they've evolved it over time. No Man's Sky has already shown that they just make things better with time. Yes, I know you're happy to be awake, buddy. You probably want snacks right now. You're digging your claws in my shoulder. So I have no doubt that they're going to continue to make this better, especially considering this is tied to the same tech that they're using for the ships that they're using for Light No Fire. Also, something else I forgot to mention: multiplayer. Your friends can come on these ships with you and wander around the interiors. There's an autopilot. That's completely new. Autopilot has never existed before. So you can literally autopilot between destinations and get up and wander around your ship. Your friends can come join you, and there's missions you can do. There's a mission board inside my Corvette. Where are we going, buddy? You just knocked my cup off the desk. I'm gonna have to go put him out. Anyway. Yes, the Corvettes are the Voyager's expedition. The Corvette expedition and the Voyager update is super cool for No Man's Sky. I got timestamp tags. We'll put that on YouTube later. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams on YouTube and Twitch. I gotta let this cat out. Frodo, you ready to go out, torture mommy, and beg for food? I'll be right back, guys.